Hi, I'm John Newton, aka Snap-on John 100, and you are watching Wilderness Self-Reliance. Well, today we're going to have an episode of Knife Maker Monday. It's not Monday, but it was so nasty out this week that the wind was so bad that I was not going to be able to even use the external mic. So today's a lot more calm, and we had a big storm, so we can have a fire today. So it's going to be a lot better today, and I'm excited to bring a new knife to you guys and show it off, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Stay with me. Today I'm rolling with a chest pack from Hill People Gear, and also I got a Condor 2 backpack on with twin water bottles on each side. They're one of them an Nalgene bottle with a titanium cup, and the other one is a titanium bottle with a titanium cup. I've got both of them so that I can cook two things at once. This Hill People gear bag is utilizing the load lifters. They're attached by grim locks right here at the top, and then they're fastened in at the top of at my straps, so that I can transfer the load from my shoulders or my chest basically up onto my pack, so it counterbalances the weight in the back, so you get your pack is a lot more pulling down front to back, so it's a little more balanced. So I'll just turn it around slowly. Here's a close-up view of those grim locks and how it attaches to the straps on my pack. Right here and here. And then to disconnect, you just press in on the grim lock on both sides. That lifts up, and then you just push the webbing off both sides like that. Real easy. Now the grim locks are disconnected from the pack, so now I can take my backpack off separately. Well, today we're going to be showing off the ESEE 4. The ESEE 4 is designed by Randall's Adventure Training and manufactured by Rowan Manufacturing in Idaho Falls. It comes with this Kydex sheath and a clip on the back, but you can purchase this external nylon webbing, which makes it so that you can actually, when it's all the way in, it completely covers up the whole knife, so there's no way it could ever come out. The knife itself is, the cutting edge is 4.1 inches. It's 3/16 1095 high carbon steel with a Rockwell of, I believe it's about 57. And it's got a full flat grind, jimping on the top. It's got a powder coat coating on it to protect the steel from the elements, because 1095 rusts very easily. The scales that it came with were micarta, green micarta. They came to right about here, and then the tang stuck out and had a hole in it for a lanyard. I bought aftermarket tiger stripe, orange and black G10 scales from the knife connection. I'll put a link at the bottom. I'm going to put the specs at the bottom. I'll also put a link for any places you can get any of this stuff. Okay, the scales I put on there make it a lot more ergonomic, and I'm a lot more pleased with the way it fits in my hand. These scales are really nice. Nice feature. Okay, once again, this is the ESEE 4. So, without further ado, let's see what this thing can do. Safety first. This is a piece of sycamore. So it's got good tip strength. 1095 is a strong steel. It's kind of being upstaged by the super steels, but it's still a really good steel for knives. Let's see how this thing feathers. Let me bring you a little bit closer for this. There you go. I think that's close. Just want you to be able to see better. And this is red cedar. And you can see this is really shaving easily. My curls aren't staying on. I'll just take them all off. I'll just make a pile of curls here. And now they're going to stay on there as soon as I was doing that. There we go. It's handled extremely comfortable. This handle costs about $50, which is fairly pricey, but the fit you get and the ergonomics make it worth it. And so it's kind of, you're customizing it. And if you go to theknifeconnection.com, they have a section on build a knife with ESEE. So you just pick the steel colors and everything you want on them, and then you pick what handles you want and sheaths, and you kind of make it yourself. And I don't know if they just send you this everything separate or if they put it together for you. Probably they send it separately. That way it'll make it even cheaper for them and you. But as you can see, those are pretty fine curls. Hopefully they'll stick around for my fire. Put them over here. Okay, let's try this other piece of wood. See how it does. Every piece of wood feathers slightly differently, and even with the same type of wood, depends on the piece you get and the grain structure and which way. If you're going, against the grain, it makes it harder. If you're going with the grain, it's easier. Now this has a secondary bevel, so it's not quite as intuitive as a thin Scandi blade. A thin Scandi blade you can almost just lay flat on the wood and it works. This one you got to search for that little angle, and once you find it, then you kind of have to hold it without letting it bite in too deeply. Show you this one. Oh. Yeah, I can't really see the display, so I think you can see that. Let's go cross grain. No. Champ for the edges. We're gonna make a steak here. Just a quick steak. Just making a quick 7-notch for a tent steak. Now the point, I've already got it started. I cut it that way so that it'd be mostly already started. You can see this knife is extremely sharp. I did sharpen it. It didn't come razor sharp. There, that's a good durable point. And as I said before, I make my points off center because the heartwood is softer than the sapwood. So I'm utilizing the strength of the sapwood here with my point. And also, this is undercut here where the notch is. You can see that. So I also set up where I'm pounding on that, so it's pounding on the outside here rather than here, because you can shear that off if you're not careful. Let's see if we can't start a fire. Oh, this is not going for all you people that like to strike a ferro rod. This one has powder coat on it, and it does not have a really good 90-degree spine either. So in order to use your knife, you're going to have to remove this powder coat and square up the spine so that you can utilize your knife for using your fire steel. I'm going to use this flat piece of oak for my surface for the fat wood to land on. Yes, I'm really pleased with this knife. Let me just say some pros and cons right off the bat before I start my fire, in case some of you guys are getting antsy. Pros, I like the powder coat because it protects the steel. It's a pretty durable finish. The steel is tough. It's got really good ergonomics with this aftermarket set of scales I put on it. The sheath, it's got a really nice sheath system. The Kydex is nice. And then when you get this, I would recommend getting this extra platform, the nylon Molly backer, because it really makes it a lot more versatile. Cons, because this handle scales is kind of a one-size-fits-all, because it's designed for the ESEE3 as well as the ESEE4, and because these blanks are laser cut, each one is ever so slightly different, and then when they make their knives, they match up the scales, so you've got a really good fit and finish But with these aftermarket ones, they just make a bunch of them, and so the fit and finish is not all that great. It's not horrendously bad, but for $50, I wished it fit better. If some of you people are handy, could probably get these fit together a lot better. But it's very comfortable, and overall, it's also a great slicer too because of the full flat grind. I'm not a super fan of the full flat grind, but I know there's tons of people out there that absolutely love full flat grind because of how well it slices. But I would say this, for the money, and these knives cost around $100 or so without the scales. It'd be about $150 probably with these aftermarket scales. But for the money, it's an extremely good knife, and very popular. They're used by law enforcement. They're used by military. ESEE's got a great reputation. These things, by the way, make great stocking stuffers. You can get them at my website. I'll put a link to my website in the description box. These are called fire battens, and you can get them separately, or you can get them with scrapers and ferro rods. You can mix and match. This fat wood I've got is so full of resin, it's unbelievable. It's just bright yellow. I just realized that the camera microphone was off. So I was just saying, this scraper is one of my favorites. That's why I carry it in my store, because I really like it a lot. I like the fact that it's got a handle, and you can actually carve wood with it because it's got such a great 90-degree angle. Okay, so that fat wood is ready. Cut a little bit more. Okay. Now, I was saying before, I realized the microphone was turned off. I had to start this all over again because I didn't have the wood cut up fine enough. So what I did, and I'll show you a couple of those with sound, is I split some of this down with my knife. Like this. And this is a technique that's worth learning how to do, because you can make really tiny toothpick size pieces. Like this. Just have to be careful you don't shove your hand forward into the edge of the knife. You want to reach around like this and like that. Okay, that's the technique with sound. Okay. Now I'll rearrange the fire and we'll try that again. I'll rearrange the camera and we'll try that one more time. There, that looks good. And I'll try that again. And I want to make sure I got all these little sticks ready. I'll put some of them in there like that. Okay. Ready? I'll get these, now they're in my way. I gotta reach so far because of this shoe. There we go. These are thin enough now that they should catch. That was a shame on me for rushing that. There we go. Here's some more sticks. And that on there. A couple of pieces of oak. Well, we'll let that burn down, and then I'll get back to you when we're ready to set up for something to get something to drink. All right, let's get, while we're letting the fire cool down, let's get ready. canteen. Lid. Boy, those canteens are tight. There we go. Okay. Okay, need 1 cup of water for that. Okay, this is a regular GI canteen. This is a titanium one with a lid. And I've got some coffee here when it's ready. There we go. Let's try that one, upper size, and this one over here. There we go. That looks like that'll hold. Now the one on the left, I've got set up for 1 helping of instant potatoes from the Idahoan brand, which is very good. And the other one is water for coffee. When that's ready, I'll come back to you. I think that's about ready. Looks like the water's boiling just about. Yep, in the one. And let's check this one. Oh, it's not quite boiling. I put more water in that one. This one's ready. Let me get this one off. Okay. Gotta be stirred in quickly. Don't want to do that. Okay. Now let's take, that's ready. All right. See how that is? That's great. Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Once again, the ESEE 4. Fantastic knife for the money. Very durable, really like it. And great sheath system. Here's to you. Oh, that's great. And we'll see what I got here. These mashed potatoes. Really good. Need some sausage with it though. Well, until we meet again, God bless. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and visit my store, please. It's wildernessselfreliance.com. There's all kinds of cool things you can get there for stocking stuffers. And this is the season to be giving away fire.